reach up for a soul so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight.
Hi guys, Stefan Fischer here from All Off Road. Today I'm actually not driving because I sold Tiny, sadly. But I'm looking forward to the new build, so keep your eyes peeled for that. However, I'm here at Ourimbah driving shotgun with Dave in his JK, and yeah, should be an exciting day and gives me a chance to film a bit more. So let's see what happens.
Snow, red sky, reach up for a soul so high, blue eyes.
Nice. I think it was a pretty good idea to drive over that rock. Nice. Unfortunately, Dave missed it with the rear wheels, and that caused him to diff out then. Oh. Dave! Steve in his 110 Defender has some pretty darn good flex, I have to admit. Just got to go wide then. Get around there. This is a pretty interesting track in Ourimbah, and I would say probably the hardest track at the Ourimbah State Forest. That last step is really wheelbase dependent and caught out quite a few people. Beautiful. Very nice. This last rock step is really a difficult section of the track, and it seems to favor short wheelbase vehicles. The 110 has a few issues usually on that step, unless you really get it 100% right. Go! What is it, Steve? Winch time.
That's about it.
Go. That's it. Beauty. Bit more rock building. Dave got caught on his diff here, but a little bit shuffling around and moving him to the left cleared the diff and allowed him to drive it. Beautiful! Driving it now. Okay, now. Next to drive it was Adrian in his Hilux, having seen at the previous attempts from the other guys where the rocks need to be built. He really picked a brilliant line and drove it comparatively easy. This is a very short section on one of the connecting tracks with some pretty deep hole and big rocks. It's a good way to flex your vehicle. Steve in his 110 Defender came down a bit hard and set off the inertia switch, which then pretty much switches the hazard lights on and cuts the fuel. He needs to restart the vehicle then to make that disappear. Adrian still had an issue with his air locker, as you can hear the compressor cycling. However, that actually was supposed to be fixed the day after our drive. Oh yes! John, having less flex with his leaf springs in the rear, took a slightly more sensible line. Next, the guys decided to do the rock garden in reverse. Usually we come up the can opener and then do the rock garden afterwards, but this time we came from the other side. And I don't think anyone but John had done the rock garden the other way around. So it provided a new, different challenge. Yeah, big time. Nice. Beautiful.
This section doesn't look too crazy, but in both ways you really have to be careful not to get into the groove to the left, as otherwise your roof will scrape the tree, which have quite a few people found out. So you're going to be on funny angles and it doesn't feel very nice in the vehicle. If you take a slightly different line more to the right, the tree on the right has also caused some vehicles in our group some dents in the panels.
Beautiful.
Dave is driving a different line and having his passenger wheel up the big rock to the left,
Nice.
which prevents him from getting hung up with his diff.
Beautiful.
So I reckon a much better line. I drove that same line down in tiny and it feels a bit funny, but it's probably the better line though.
Nice. It was a brilliant line, Dave.
Yeah, you can see. Kind of crawling in the diesel, yeah.
The tree on the right again can cause panel damage, but a medium-sized rock placed at the right spot will prevent that. You still got to take care though. And you see the scrape marks on the tree, so quite a few panels have suffered there.
Beautiful.
Here you can see quite well John driving a similar line to Dave and driving up the big rock. It feels a bit awkward because you're on a funny angle, but you prevent your rear trailing arms or diff getting hooked on that rock. John, being a bit narrow in the Hilux, tried to stay on that left-hand shelf. However, that did not work out. But yeah, no big issue.
I help if I can, the lights are gone.
Did all right for that.
What's going on?
This shows nicely what a good departure angle John has in that Hilux. The vehicle is longer, and when he drops down there he actually barely scrapes, while the Jeep and the Defender really had far more contact with the rock there.
Can opener. Should be interesting. Coming down, the angles should feel a bit awkward.
No one was too keen to go down the can opener, as going forward, having all the weight on the front and gravity pulling you down, very easy way to damage your panels. However, Steve decided to take that little detour down, and yeah, that was pretty steep.
That's it.
Keep it moving slowly all the way to the bottom. That's it, just keep going, slow, that's it, you. Keep going. That's a bit steep. Yeah.
Hold on, Steve. Hold on.
That looks fucking ridiculous.
That looks beautiful, Steve.
Yeah, all good. Nice.
Just let it roll.
Beautiful.
Go straighten up, straighten up, straighten up. Yeah, straighten up. It's alright, come forward, and while you go, straighten up. That's it.
With the front diff lock in, it is a bit difficult to straighten the wheels, so Steve needs to reverse a little bit to disengage the locker and then roll forward again.
I prefer driving up.
While the guys played at different lines on the can opener, Curdy also arrived in his 4.2 Patrol and joined us for the subsequent tracks.
That's the can opener to the left.
I have to admit, Steve got me a bit scared here. I really like side angles, but only if I'm behind the wheel and in my vehicle.
I want to get out! The question is, does Steve know what he is doing here?
Not a chance.
Shit, it feels much scarier sitting as a passenger. I don't like it at all. If I drive, I don't mind angles. That's it. Good.
The next track of the day is called Deadman's and is a one-way track. You go down into a valley, a very rocky and rutted section, then turn around and drive back up. That has become a fair bit more washed out and a bit more difficult. Ourimbah State Forrest is located at the southern end of the Watergans Mountains range, and it's just west of Wyong on the New South Wales Central Coast, around 1.5 hours from Sydney. The Watergans and Ourimbah State Forest probably have the best technical four-wheel driving in New South Wales, if not even Australia-wide. The amount of technical tracks you have there at all difficulty levels is really amazing.
Beautiful. Straight. You. Oi.
over here, just on the other side of the power lines.
Death Hill, I think, yeah.
Death Hill.
Death Hill, yeah. Death Hill.
Well, you got
4 o'clock Death Hill.
Yeah, awesome. What
Good.
could possibly go wrong?
Go, 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 go!
What I unfortunately don't have on camera is that Adrian actually hits a tree here. You can now see the dent in the driver's door. Fortunately, it is the side which has suffered already anyway, so he doesn't notice it that much.
Nice! Go! Good. Nice. Yeah, something is funny in the rear. Steve, give us your feedback of...
That was awesome. So much fun.
You have a funny squeak.
Yeah, I know.
Don't check up rocks.